Families spend their summers doing all kinds of activities.
How do you feel about spending your summer log rolling? Okay, maybe you've watched a show at the state fair, but trying it out is a whole different story.
No kidding. The woman you're about to meet, Abby Hoeschler, comes from a long line of world champion log rollers. Her mom, Judy, who you see here, is a 7-time world log rolling champion. Abby, as you can see, is pretty good too. Now she's making it her mission to make sure the athletes across the world have an opportunity to try the sport that she loves so much, and that's what makes her a Minnesotan to meet. Sunshine swimming and plenty of sand, what you would expect to see at Cedar Lake for a quick stop at Hidden Beach. Not this. Abby Hoeschler is trying to make sure others aren't afraid to try the sport she loves so much.
My family, they weren't loggers or lumber barons or anything, but my mom grew up in a small town in northern Wisconsin where the World Log Rolling and Lumberjack Championships were held in Hayward, Wisconsin.
She learned how to roll at her local YMCA in Wisconsin.
I think there's something about balancing on a spinning log in the water that just draws people in. You know, it really feels like you accomplish something when you learn how to actually maneuver the log in the water.
After college at the University of Vermont, she wanted to pursue her goal of making Minnesota the mecca of log rolling. So she moved to Minneapolis and started Key Log Rolling.
It's exciting. It's easy to produce. You don't need, you know, a ton of fields or any. All you need is, you know, 2 feet of water and 20 by 20 space.
Her goal, to grow the sport's popularity. But in order to do that, she needed an easier way of getting 500-pound cedar logs to the masses. Cedar trees don't grow everywhere, and the logs aren't allowed to be shipped outside of the U.S. That's why she started making them.
We actually manufacture the logs here in Minnesota at Winona Canoe.
The key logs are 65 pounds and can be shipped anywhere in the world.
The key log is made out of high-density polyethylene, so same material as a rotomolded plastic kayak.
The logs are even shipped with training wheels, so the young and old can give it a whirl.
Now we've just flattened the learning curve. When people step on, they can kind of get the hang of it. They see success right away, and then the progression comes a lot faster, and then they can just start to take the trainers off one by one.
Her 3-year-old nephew Henry seemed to be getting the hang of it.
Little steps up and down, little steps.
Apparently the right way to roll runs in the family because, as you can see, it doesn't come easy to everyone.
We'll just take tiny little steps forward and back.
Hoeschler travels across the country trying to expose as many new athletes to this sport as possible. She shipped logs to places like Australia and France.
That history is very rooted in the Northwoods of the United States, but people have been moving logs down waterways for centuries.
Hoeschler says she hopes the historical roots will send these logs to waterways all over the world. Now, her goal really is to make it an Olympic sport, and that's why she wanted to make sure that the logs could be shipped across the world. Obviously, that takes time, but if you're thinking of maybe adding a log to your lake house, they are expensive. They'll run about $2,100, $2,150, and that comes with the training wheels. But when you think about it, if you have a lily pad or maybe you're into jet skiing, just another toy at the lake. So if you are interested in seeing Abby at the Minnesota State Fair, you can check her out. They are doing log rolling demonstrations on the south side of the Northwoods. So that's the east side of Cooper Street between Lee and Randall Avenues.
It's like by Giggles.
Yes, yes. So I know, Jason, you've done it. Kim, you've done it. Matt, you're next.
Got to do it.
Got to?
Sure. Are you going to be at the fair today?
Yeah, but I got
Let's do it. Let's go.
What do you mean? Come on.
I'll be out there. Let's do it. There's training wheels. There was a 3-year-old in that video who was doing it.
My balance is awful.
You have to get
Allie
out the
did
short
it apparently in a skirt.
It was a tennis skirt.
Athlete who comes from a family of athletes. I'm a chubby 30-year-old Jewish guy. This is not going to go well.
It's true.
For the rest of us, it will.
I think chubby is a stretch, Matt. I don't think you're chubby.